If you're a business owner trying to get business credit but keep getting denied because you don't understand the difference between personal and business credit, you are missing out on up to $250,000 in funding that could be sitting on your business account right now. I'm about to show you the exact system that gets business owner approved for massive credit lines and one strategy in section 3 that can get you approved for even with a 680 credit score. Here's what's crazy. Most business owners are applying for business credit the same way they apply for personal credit, and that's why they keep getting rejected. But people who understand the system are getting approved for six-figure credit lines at 0% interest for 12 months or more. The banks don't want you to know this, but business credit operates by completely different rules than personal credit. And once you understand these rules, getting approved becomes almost automatic. Now, if you're new to this channel, I help business owners and entrepreneurs get up to $100,000 in business funding at 0% APR for 12 months. And the best part is, you don't pay a dime until you get funded. And we're only working with a limited number of people each month because we provide a personalized strategies for each situation. So if you are interested, book a free strategy call by clicking the first link in the description right now. But today we are diving deep into the easiest way to get approved for business credit. The truth is, most business owners are doing this completely wrong. They are applying for business credit like it's personal credit and then wondering why they keep getting denied. Business credit is a completely different game with different rules, different requirements, and different strategies. But when you understand how it really works, you can get approved for credit lines that are 5 to 10 times larger than what you get personally. Stick around because what I reveal about the personal guarantee strategy will completely change how you approach business credit, and I will show you exact steps even if you've been rejected before. Let me start by explaining the foundation difference between personal and business credit because this is where most people get confused. Personal credit is tied to your social security number and appears on your personal credit report. When you max out personal credits, it hurts your personal credit score because it increases your utilization ratio. Business credit is tied to your business ING and appears on your business credit report with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian Business, and Equifax Business. Here's the key difference. When you max out business credit cards, it doesn't appear on your personal credit report, so it doesn't hurt your personal credit score. This is huge because it means you can access massive amounts of credit without impacting your personal credit profile. I've seen business owners with $200,000 in business credit lines and a perfect personal credit score because the business debt doesn't show up personally. But here's what most people don't understand. You need to structure this correctly from the beginning. Everything needs to be in your business name, not your personal name. Your business bank account, your business credit cards, your business loans, everything. Too many entrepreneurs start businesses and get the car loan in their personal name for business use or get personal credit cards for business expenses. This is backwards. You want everything flowing through your business entity to build business credit history. Now let's talk about the personal guarantees because this is where a lot of people get scared, but it's actually not as bad as it sounds. When you're starting out, most business credit will require a personal guarantee. This means you are personally responsible for the debt if your business can't pay it back. It's like co-signing for your business. Think of it like this. Your business is like an 18-year-old trying to get a first car loan. The bank isn't going to give an 18-year-old with no credit history a car loan without a co-signer. Same thing with your business. Your business has no credit history, so you need to co-sign it initially. But here's the key insight. Even with a personal guarantee, the debt still reports to your business credit bureaus, not your personal credit bureaus. So you are building business credit history while protecting your personal credit utilization. And here's the strategy that changes everything. As your business builds credit history and shows consistent payment patterns, you can start qualifying for non-guaranteed business credit. This is credit that only ties to your business with no personal liability. The goal is to start with personal guaranteed business credit, build a strong business credit profile, and then transition to non-guaranteed credit as your business establishes itself. Let's talk about the credit score requirements, because this is where most people think they can qualify, but the requirements are more flexible than what you think. For business credit, you need a minimum 680 FICO score, not Credit Karma, not Vantage score, but actual FICO score. This is what lenders use for business credit decisions. But here's the key. 680 is the minimum to get started. But if you want to walk into the big leagues and get approved for significant credit lines, you want to be at 700 or higher. At 700 plus, the world becomes your oyster in terms of credit limits and approval odds. Here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about your credit score, it's about your credit profile. Lenders want to see that you've successfully managed credit before they give you business credit. You need at least 2 personal credit cards that are at least 2 years old with minimum $5,000 limits on each card. This shows lenders that you have successfully managed personal credit and can handle business credit. If you don't have this foundation, you need to build it first before applying for business credit. Get 2 personal credit cards, use them responsibly for at least 2 years, and then start applying for business credit. Let me break down exactly how much funding you can expect based on your credit profile, because this varies dramatically. If you have a 680 credit score with minimum profile I mentioned, you can typically get approved for $50,000 to $75,000 in business credit lines. This is across multiple cards and credit lines, not from one single source. If you have a 700 plus credit score with a strong credit profile, meaning multiple credit cards that are several years old with higher limits, you can get approved for $150,000 to $250,000 in business credit, even with a brand new LLC. I helped someone with 720 credit score and a strong personal credit profile get approved for over $200,000 in business credit lines within 6 months of starting the LLC. They had no business revenue, but the personal credit profile was strong enough to support the business credit. The key is understanding that business credit approvals are initially based on your personal credit strength, not your business performance. Once your business establishes credit history, then business performance becomes more important. Here's the strategy that makes getting approved much easier, especially when you are starting out. Start with credit unions, not big banks. Credit unions have more flexible underwriting guidelines and are more willing to work with newer businesses. Their approval criteria aren't as strict as the big banks like Chase, Bank of America, or Wells Fargo. Here's how this works. Get approved for your first business credit card at a credit union. Use it responsibly for 6 to 12 months, building business credit history. Then apply to the big banks with that established business credit history. The big banks want to see that other lenders have already approved you and that you've managed business credit successfully. Having a credit union relationship gives you credibility when applying elsewhere. But here's the advanced strategy. Once you get approved for a credit unions and build relationships, you can get often higher credit limits and better terms. Credit unions are relationship focused, so they reward loyal customers with better products over time. And here's something that most people don't know. Many credit unions offer business credit cards with 0% introduction APR periods, just like personal cards. This gives you access to free money for 12 to 18 months to grow your business. Once you've established business credit history with credit unions, it's time to move to big banks where the real credit lines are available. Chase is often the best place to start with big banks. The Chase Inc. business cards are some of the best generous business credit cards available. I've seen people get approved for $25,000 to $50,000 in credit limits on their first Chase business cards. Here's a real example. I recently helped someone get approved for $25,000 Chase Inc. card at 0% APR for 12 months. Their monthly payment was only about $250, even with the card max out, because there was no interest for the first year. Bank of America and Wells Fargo are also excellent options once you've established business credit. They often approve higher credit limits for businesses that already have credit history with other institutions. But here's the key strategy. Don't apply it to all big banks at once. Space out your application by at least 30 to 60 days. This prevents you from looking desperate and gives each application the best chance of approval. And here's the advanced move. Open business checking account with these banks before applying for credit cards. Having a banking relationship significantly improves your approval odds and can lead to higher credit limits. Let's talk about the business structure requirements, because you need to have your business set up correctly to qualify for business credit. You need a legitimate business entity. This can be an LLC, corporation, or even a sole proprietorship with a DBA. But LLCs is usually the best choice for most people because it provides liability protection and is easy to maintain. You need an EIN from the IRS. This is free to get directly from the IRS website and takes about 10 minutes. Never pay someone to get your ING number for you. You need a business bank account that separates from your personal accounts. This shows lenders that you are operating a legitimate business and keeping business and personal finances separate. You need some form of business activity. This doesn't mean you need to be profitable or have employees, but you need to be conducting business activities, buying inventory, providing services, generating invoices, anything that shows your business activity. You don't need a business revenue to get approved for business credit initially. You don't need employees. You don't need a business location if you operate from home. The requirements are more flexible than most people think. Timing your business credit applications correctly can mean the difference between approval and denials. First, make sure your business has been established for at least 3 months before applying for credit. Some lenders want to see 6 months, but 3 months is usually sufficient for most business credit cards. Second, apply for one card at a time and space applications at least 30 days apart. This prevents multiple hard inquiries for hurting your approval odds. Third, apply early in the week, Tuesday to Thursday, during business hours. Underwriters are fully staffed and can process applications faster during these times. Here's the strategy that maximizes your approvals. Start with your strongest application first. If you have a relationship with a particular bank or credit union, apply there first. And here's something that most people don't know. Business credit applications often require additional documentation like business license, tax returns, and bank statements. Have this ready before you apply to speed up your approval process. Now, if you are looking for funding, we help business owners and entrepreneurs with 700 plus credit scores get up to $100,000 in business funding at 0% APR for 12 months. And the best part is, you don't pay a dime until you get funded. And we are only working with a limited number of people each month because we provide personalized strategies for each situation. Click the first link in the description to book your free strategy call right now. And if you found this content helpful, subscribe for more great content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.